Hello, my intrepid adventurers. My name is Alexandra with the Bucket List Mermaid, and it's my goal to help you check everything off of your adventure bucket list. I have currently just completed the non-permitted section of the Narrows, which is one of the most famous water hikes in Zion National Park. And this short video is going to be on gear. Do you need it? What do you need? What are my thoughts? Let's get started. So as you can see, I'm wearing this monkey suit. I have so much water in here, it's gonna be really funny to take this off. At the end, I will take it off and we'll see how much water actually comes out of me. This is what happens when you swim in the Narrows in full gear. So let's just go ahead and talk about what we actually rented. We rented it from Springdale at a place called Zion Outfitters. We have a sturdy pole, needed. We have these shoes, and then we also have some water socks in there, and obviously the waders. Okay, slosh around, let me hear it. This is my mother. She also completed the Narrows with me, so woo, congratulations. Okay, so first let's settle it. Do you need gear? Yes. I think yes. If you are going in the morning, I would get the full thing with waders. That was freezing, and I'm gonna be honest, we spent most of the day freezing. That water is cold. We are here in October, so the water is a little bit chillier and there's not as much of it. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of thought that we would just be casually walking in some water, but there were places where I couldn't touch at all. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you go fully under, the water enters the wader and doesn't leave. Ever. Hence us gaining 20 pounds on this hike. As the day went on and we were passing people that were going up the Narrows, there was less and less people who chose to opt for the full gear. We saw a couple people in the shoes, but the full waders
are the shoes and the water socks and this pole.
Yes.
Don't use your regular poles that have the tips because the stones and rocks are so slippery. I fell and that whacked my knee.
Yes, you did.
But you need to grip, so don't use your poles. But this is a must. The shoes are a must. I liked the waders.
I did like the waders, but I think if you're going later in the day when it's hotter or you're in summer, you might not need them per se. However, if you're going in the off season, like fall, which I would recommend fall anyway, I would recommend the waders. As I said, the only reason I didn't like them is because I kind of slipped into a section where I couldn't touch and the entire thing just filled up with water.
But kind of the cool things about the waders is when you get the shoes, you're gonna get wet. And then, but the waders are kind of nice because I think your body heat keeps the water a little bit warm, especially on your feet, and kind of work kind of like a wetsuit. In the morning, we had the little headband that goes over your ears because our ears were really cold. And we really didn't see a lot of sun, but we also started at 7:30 a.m.
You have towering walls going up on each side of you, so there was very little sun the entire time, even when we were midday. So there was not a lot of warmth. When we got to the sun, we said, oh, thank you.
But these suits are so cool. I think I actually farted like 6 hours ago and it's still in there.
Now tip, if you do rent from Springdale, I would recommend getting it the night before because or else you're gonna have to get it super early. Some of them run out of sizes by 10 a.m. So we chose to get it before and I would recommend that. Now we're gonna go take them off. We're gonna see how much water is actually in these waders. So here's how we got them on. Have a little strap right there. Nothing, so that means it's all in the waders. Interesting, okay. So these are the socks that I was talking about.
Sorry, I can't feel my
Ready? Oh my gosh, that's actually not as much as I thought you would have in there. Let's do the post Narrows jig. Can you hear it? All the water. So I'll let you decide whether the waders are worth it, having this water in here. So these little rubber things, make sure that they're over your ankles. I still feel like I have a lot in there. Now with that being said, I did see some people with no gear at all, as in just like swimsuits and sandals. I would at the very least have really sturdy closed-toed shoes. I think it would be a little cold but you do you. There were also a lot of children, especially late in the day, that were just wearing nothing. And again, you do you. A lot of people were looking at us like, huh, do I need that gear? I don't know. There's progressively less and less people as the hike went on that had the full gear. Okay, let's go to the other foot. Okay, who do you think had more water in their waders? Comment your answer. Which one do you think? I did take more swims than you, so I don't know. Yes. The fact that I did this entire hike in wet sweatpants.
Actually, those are pajamas. They're fuzzy pajamas. So much water.
Dried rat. Messiest hike ever. Here's everything we packed within our bag itself. We just had some mints, some Tylenol, some tissues or if we needed to use the bathroom, and a way to pack it out. Here we just have the essentials. We have a few band-aids, some extra contacts, some batteries for my GoPro, and just some first aid necessities, our car keys, and then of course, my yogurt covered raisins. And again, all of this went into the dry bag, and then this went into the CamelBak. And then we obviously had the entire CamelBak within this. And then this, we carried 3 liters of water. And for both of us, it was actually okay. As far as cameras, I brought my Insta360, and then I also brought my GoPro. This was probably a little overkill, but the footage was really cool. So there you go. And just make sure to have a dry bag just to put all this stuff in, because you will be getting wet. And if you slip, the entire thing's getting wet anyway. It is important to note that unless you are going to sections that don't require swimming, you will have to hold your backpack over your head if there are valuables in there. And if you slip and fall, all of your valuables are gonna get wet. So again, just to recap, the essentials for the gear, things that you cannot do the Narrows without, would be a waterproof bag, the sticks, and some good, sturdy, preferably waterproof hiking shoes. The rest of all of this fluff is completely up to you. Is there anything that you wish you would have brought, but you didn't?
Wouldn't have worn a ring because I was holding on to that stick, and I got a nice little blister going on there.
Oh yeah, from the wooden sticks. Yeah, no jewelry. I think that this was perfect. I just would have left this. We did not need a sweatshirt. Yeah. It's more cold on the bottom and on your toes than it is on the top. So yeah, that is everything we brought. We went super light on this one, and I'm very glad that we did. So what do you think? Would you rent the full gear? What would you bring to hike the Narrows? Comment your answer below. And if you did like this short video about Narrows gear and me almost eating a fly, I just ate a fly. I just ate that fly. It was in my mouth. Subscribe so that I can keep bringing you more free adventurous content.